Welcome back, everybody, to episode 3 of The Locker Room. We have had a great experience with all our past athletes so far leading up to this one. We brought another stallion onto the episode, and we've got none other than Southwest's own Bolden. Thank you for doing this.
Yes, sir. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm
Happy to
doing.
be here.
I'm doing great. I was really looking forward to doing this one with you, as I've mentioned to multiple people, like, you were one of the very first ones that I reached to. And school wise, I only went to people that I knew that I could trust
Yeah,
and that knew that would take this opportunity and really take it seriously. And
appreciate it.
yeah, and I knew obviously the conversations that we have that are obviously off camera at school, or with the sports and everything, like, they were good conversations. And I thought, you know what, there would be nothing better than to sit down for a little bit and have a good conversation about both football and wrestling, and share your insight to
Hey,
everything.
man. I love talking about it.
Yeah, so let's
Sports is my thing. Let's
yes
do it.
sir, mine too. But let's talk about first your the current state for your wrestling season. It's right in the middle of wrestling season right now. As we are recording this, the County Cup just got over with this past weekend. You placed second in your weight class. You obviously not the outcome you were hoping for. Um, but there were specific factors that I know you wanted to talk about, and your overall record for the season is 27-6, and there's certain things that you have goals set for, specifically more this year, but goes overall too. So if you want to just take a second to just talk about where we are in the current wrestling season, and kind of just how it's been so far.
Yeah, man. So, like you said, my record, I'm 27-6. I mean, I would hope for less losses. I
Yeah,
mean, no losses if possible. But I mean, it's just little things, time to work. But I don't really see them as losses. I see them more as lessons. Like I always talk about how if you think you're gonna lose, you're gonna lose. If you think you're gonna win, you know, you may still lose. You don't always succeed just because you think you're gonna win, but you gain more from it if you see the positive side of it. Like if you see, what I do wrong. Could I have taken more shots here? Could I have played more defensive here? It's more of a lesson, not a loss. It's a L either way. You might as well take it the positive way.
yeah,
Um, yeah. So the county cup, I mean, it was definitely tough. There's a specific wrestler that, I would say he's pretty good. I give him the praise for that. Respect is given when it's due. He's definitely a tough kid, but definitely not the results that I would have hoped for. But once again, we have more wrestling to do. More of the season left. We still have regionals, we still have states, we have more tournaments, we have more meets. And thankfully, I'm still alive, given the opportunity to go and wrestle, and that's the most important thing.
yeah. Speaking of those lessons, what are maybe some lessons that you've learned, not just from the past of this season, but maybe seasons before that, that you've used to adapt to your craft now, that you use to take into all of your next meets and your next your all the matchups and everything, not just for this year, but what you'll take into next year too.
Yes, sir. I love that question. The biggest thing is just taking like an opportunity. Like if you see an opportunity to grow, take it. Like reach out, go and grab it. Obviously don't, sit there and be stupid and just, I don't know necessarily how to use an analogy for that, but be smart, you know. Take the opportunity, but be smart. Don't be reckless. Don't sit there and make mistakes that you can't bounce back from.
Yeah,
And there's not a lot of mistakes that you can't bounce back from. So, obviously if you do something like that you can't bounce back from, it has to be like, something silly, you know. But I'm a huge risk taker. Like I love doing things that people don't think I can do. Like I've talked to a lot of coaches about going D1. Like that's my main thing. And some of those coaches have told me, maybe you should go D3, D2, or even JUCO, like maybe that's more your pace right now. And just by them saying that pushed me even harder to want to go D1.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like a, you're underplacing me, so watch this. And then I'm gonna just have a crazy like season, crazy match, whatever it is. Like it just makes me wanna work 10 times harder. Like just the drive is just it just multiplies.
I love that. I love that answer so much. I think one of the most interesting things that wrestlers have to go through and do preparing for meets and matches is the preparation for it and what it takes to maintain a certain weight because that is how it goes off of is certain weight classes
Yep,
and that is the battle almost that you the I imagine it has to be the hardest thing about the sport period
definitely.
and and everybody's weight class is different but it's still each is a battle a certain to maintain your certain weight and I don't know how much it fluctuates and how much leeway you get around a certain weight. But if you want to just take a second and really give people an insight of how much preparation goes into to maintaining that weight to stay in that certain weight class and what all goes into it.
Yeah, so I was talking to you about this a little off the screen.
Yeah.
With one of my teachers, we were having some conversation. And she said that she hates wrestling not because of the sport itself, but because it literally gives people like eating disorders,
Yeah.
like body dysmorphia. And it's crazy because not specifically with me, um, it's not necessarily something that I deal with, but I've seen from other wrestlers, like they will literally starve themselves for weeks just trying to make weight. And then you step on the mat, you know, and you can barely even wrestle because
You're
you're
so
so tired.
weak. Yeah.
Exactly. And I feel like that's why me personally, I wrestled the weight that I'm at. And a lot of wrestlers they try and cut down beginning of the season, try and wrestle a easier weight class, but in reality it's just gonna be harder to maintain that weight. And it's gonna be hard on your mind too, because when you're cutting that weight, you said something about preparation. Preparing your mind is just as important as preparing your body.
Yeah.
And if you're not even strong in your mind, your body's gonna die.
Yeah.
It's just gonna slowly just like deteriorate and fade away. Like if you're sitting there cutting weight and you don't see that weight move, that kills your mentals. It kills your mental so much, and then that ruins all your preparation for the rest of the season. You know, it was my freshman year. There was some kid, not allowed to say no names, nothing. Might get canceled, but so he was cutting weight so bad that he passed out and started bleeding out of his nipples. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Um,
Wow.
yeah,
I didn't even
I didn't
know
know like
you
it
could do
happened.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of blew my mind. And whenever they told me about it, I was like, "Are you for real? Like that actually happened?"
It's very wacky.
And it was
Yes.
like it it just blew my mind. Like and ever since then, I just told myself like just stay whatever weight you're at right now, stay right there. Don't move. We're not cutting no weight. I haven't had a problem with it with cutting any weight. Obviously during wrestling season, I get more like strict with what I eat. I'm not gonna eat like an idiot.
Yes.
Um, if I'm close on weight, I don't just starve myself. I'll eat like some lean chicken, like chicken breasts. I'll cut it up. I'll put it in a salad, put a little bit of ranch in there, shake it up, and then I'll eat that. That's like I guess you'd say that's a cutting meal because actually lettuce and a lot of vegetables have negative calories
Yes.
because you end up burning more trying to digest it than there is actually in it. But there's
Yeah.
still good nutrients in the food.
Right. So basically, what I'm getting is that it's pretty easy for you to maintain
Yeah,
your weight and everything.
yeah, I don't struggle with it.
Yeah. So I kind of outside of wrestling season, obviously you're a football player, but even outside of that, kind of sticking on the same page. Does it? I mean, does the weight kind of just stay the same, or do you have to have a certain preparation, kind of like other people, to where? But it's as you say, it's easier. But like, is there any difference in that, like what the weight and everything is like outside of just wrestling season?
So outside of wrestling season, during football season, I actually sat around like 171. Which isn't that's not bad at all because my weight class is 165. But it's like as soon as you step in the wrestling room and you start doing those crazy workouts that we do, you just lose that weight so fast. And it's not even necessarily like a bad like it's a good thing. Like football season, I could see some fat on myself, you know.
Yeah.
I get down to 65, even below that. Like sometimes I sit at like 62, which is really good. And I can almost like see myself like slimming down a little bit,
Yeah.
you know.
Right.
And
Right.
I feel a lot more energized. Like it's just it's great.
And that's obviously the biggest thing I think too for just wrestling period is that they need that is the message. I think the biggest message is wrestle your weight class. That way you can keep up with your strength and you
Yeah,
not be weak by the time you get on the mat and everything. But
exactly.
yeah, for sure. But what's kind of like what's the at home life like whenever it is during wrestling season? Does wrestling limit you to do only be able to do certain things, or is it kind of just when it's your time you're still able to do your thing and be you?
So this is funny you ask. So at home during wrestling season, when I'm trying to maintain my weight, it feels like during football season, I go in my house, it's just regular food.
Yeah,
I go home during wrestling season and my mom has a jar of cookies sitting on the counter.
it's almost
A
like she does it on
big
purpose.
exactly.
Yes.
I go in the house and I see ice cream in the freezer and I see cookies
She
and I
stocks
see
it up, everything.
brownies
Yes.
and all this stuff and I'm just like, "Mom, what are you doing?" Like it's like she's trying to like test me. And
Yeah.
then I'll go to like grab one and she'll be like, "Are you close on weight?
Yeah.
You're the one that bought it."
Yeah, for real.
Exactly. Like, I mean, it's not really I feel like I have enough discipline though. Like, I'll treat myself every now and again. I'm definitely like, hmm. I'm not too big on like sweets like that, like cookies and stuff. Like
Right.
like so it's not really that hard. Um, but I mean at home if I'm cutting weight, I have a sauna. I sit in there and I just chill. I don't crank it up too high.
Hmm.
I just sit in there to where it's like, just relaxing. I'll sit in there and I'll watch my shows. Um, I'll go out and I just run. I mean, I run all the time, so it's not like anything special that I'm just like trying to cut weight on purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just something I do,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I want to look forward a little bit to maybe the rest of the season. You guys still have a good way to go. I'd like to view this kind of when people are playing the sports are playing their tournaments. That's kind of it seems like the midway point to me. But
Yeah.
there still is a big. You guys still have a lot of you specifically have a lot of wrestling left to do, especially when it comes signing the states and stuff. But I want to ask, what's maybe the message now for yourself now that you've crossed the halfway point and you have a clear goal, and that's obviously to win states. That's a big goal for
Yeah,
you.
that's the biggest thing. That's the
Yeah.
biggest goal, win
So
states.
what's maybe that message you have and that you're constantly telling yourself that is going to keep you motivated and keep you going and pushing yourself to ultimately hopefully achieve that goal?
I mean, the biggest thing is it's more so a question I ask myself. Um, Freshman, sophomore year. I mean, sophomore year, I would like to say I did pretty good. Went fourth in the state. Third at regionals. Should have got first, but it's,
Okay.
still got the same end result that I was hoping for. Um, but more so my freshman year. I didn't get the same results that I wanted because I feel like I got a little lazy towards the end of the season. Like, and it's not necessarily because I just didn't want to wrestle. I just got distracted on the main goal. So this year, past that halfway point, I just asked myself, like, how bad do you want it? You know? Like everyone can sit there and say that they like wrestling or they like football or really any sport. Like people can play sports.
Yeah.
But can you do that sport and can you succeed at it? And can you work harder than everybody else that wants that just like you?
Yeah.
How bad do you want it?
Yeah. That's
That's the
awesome.
question I ask.
That's awesome. I want to take a little break from wrestling. Let's talk about you're a big football guy too.
Let's do
You
it.
you are you're a freak on the field, and with you being a junior, you still have 1 year left, but you wrapped up your third season high school football not too long ago, and it was there were a lot of positives and there were a lot of negatives. I think that's a great way to look at it.
I
And
do agree.
I think one of the viewpoints that we have together, a share of viewpoints, is that there are lessons to be learned everywhere, and there are a
Oh,
lot of things to
yes.
take takeaways from a lot of things. But I want to kind of just take a second and talk about this past season, because this was obviously your first big varsity year where
Yeah.
you were relied on for a bunch of different things. And and when I say that, that's the fact of like your role increased and now you're a starter. So I give you the chance to kind of just kind of air your opinion. Everybody knows the season, the type of season that Southwest had, but from your viewpoint, what was maybe your biggest takeaway for yourself and for even the team as a whole from this past year that really that you could take forward for next year?
The biggest thing or the biggest takeaway, really, and I've been talking to a lot of the current juniors about it because we're not we're not going to be that same team we were last year because I
Yeah,
feel like this is the reason we lost is the discipline.
yeah,
The discipline was not there. Pregame, the day before, we're running through plays and people are messing around on the sidelines, stuff like that. Like we can't have stuff like that.
yeah,
Like if we're going to be a disciplined football program, we have to fix those little things like that. And those little things matter so much because if you can't focus just on a pregame, warm up, what are the odds that you can focus whenever you're on that field and someone's screaming in your face and your coach is calling a play and the quarterback is pointing out stuff,
yeah,
like it takes a lot of focus.
yeah.
And if you're not focused, you will fail. There's no doubt about it. Um, So just the discipline, it has to be there. It has to be, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And you mentioned that that's the big thing that the current juniors who will be seniors next year are talking about it. What's maybe the biggest thing that you would tell the younger kids who are going to be, whether they played a lot of JV last year and they're coming up to play varsity, or guys who are just now entering the program, who will be entering the program for the first time next year, that have seen the recent struggles from the football team, but getting them to believe that, hey, we can be the ones to start to turn this thing around. What goes into, not even just for yourself, but what goes into being part of that senior group that really helps and put that vision into those younger players' mind? And what is the big message that you tell them?
Just love the game, play ball. That's the only thing that I can really tell them if they don't already have the knowledge that they should. I don't know how much more I can give them. One of the main seniors that, I'm speaking from whenever I'm saying this, Price Corbett,
Hmm.
he loved the game. He
Yeah,
just that's it was simple as that. He just played football. There was no, what if I don't succeed or what if I, mess up this play? He just played football and
100%.
it worked.
Yes.
I mean, you were there for most of our games. He was a dog.
Yeah, he was.
He was he was a big stop on defense.
Yep.
So he just I feel like a lot of players should play the game how he plays that game.
Yeah.
If you just learn to just relax, just play the game, have fun. It's as simple as that. And that's a big thing that I've been talking to some of my buddies about because they're obviously 2-8 season. They don't want to play anymore. Cool. But if you really love the game, you'll still stay no
Yeah.
matter no matter what the circumstance is. And they wanted to quit, but I've just been talking to them like, just have fun. The reason you don't want to play anymore is because you don't have fun while you're doing it. You're too worried about holding yourself to other people's standards or holding yourself to standards that you don't even think you can hold, you know? Like my dad always tells me this thing to for yourself, not for other people. You set this standard that you should shoot for the moon so that even if you miss, you're still in like
Yeah.
the universe, like
Right.
you're in outer space.
Hmm.
Like that's higher than most people reach.
Yeah.
But whenever you whenever you feel like you have to reach the moon because of other people, you're scared to take that first jump anyways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're scared to get on the rocket ship and try and fly up there because you're like, okay, well, what if I disappoint this person because I don't make it. But if you just do it for the fun of yourself, I want to try and do that. I want to go and try and reach the moon, like just something you do, then you'll have more confidence doing it.
Yeah, for sure. I want to getting away from the locker room part of it. I want to take a second to talk about the there's a new head coach for the main football team, and when you get a new head coach, you get a new staff, and whether some things change or not, but the new head coach, Coach Garvey, of course, he's no stranger to you. He's no stranger to most of those guys, obviously, that played on the team this year, as he was the JV coach for the last couple years. And I asked this next question, not bashing anybody or any coach that coached before at Southwest in any point or role, but from your experiences the last couple years being part of the football team, what has he brought to this team that maybe just wasn't there before?
I feel like energy. I mean, you can take it both ways. It can be good energy or bad energy,
Mm-hmm.
but from my perspective, it was just like like a confidence boost,
Mm-hmm.
Like when you have someone that has love like that for the game, that literally, like you literally, he sits in class sometimes and just watches film and is writing down new plays for football, and you see that and you're like it just makes your skin just like crawl.
The itch.
Like this is football, Like this isn't just like something he just does because he has to. Like
He lives and breathes.
he lives and breathes
Yes.
football. And whenever you have a coach like that, it's just like it just makes you want it so much more, because it's not only the players that are trying to work for the program, it's the coaches, Like
Yep.
like it's not just about football. It's a personal level at that point.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. He just I mean, some kids thought that he was a little too hard on them or whatever. I mean, it's
It's just
football.
coaching. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just things are gonna happen. If if you don't like it, maybe it's not for you. Who knows? But that's just football. It's gonna be hard. You know.
Yeah, for sure. I asked this question about wrestling, but I'm going to ask it now for football. Lessons learned. You've obviously just played your third season, like I mentioned before, of high school football. What are some lessons that you've learned over that time that now you can take with you for your last year, your biggest year of your high school career, your senior year?
Mm. I probably already said this like two other times while being recording, but the biggest thing is, for one, to take that opportunity. I mean, just work your butt off. If you see a little light, work your butt off. Just push yourself so hard that even if you don't make it, like you still grown so much.
Yeah.
Like just drive yourself to push yourself to new limits.
Yep.
Like that's the biggest thing. The biggest thing that I can tell anyone that is gonna play sports or will play sports. Yeah, that's the foundation of it. The second thing is, what you put in is what you'll get.
Yeah.
My freshman year, I didn't even touch the field. I don't even know if you probably didn't even really know I played football my freshman year, did you?
Barely,
It's
barely, honestly.
like, I mean, people knew who I was because, I mean, of my brother
Your brother.
went to school,
Yes.
but they didn't really know who I was. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like people saw me and they were like, "Oh, you're some new kid, Like, who are you?" "Oh, I'm Zay's brother." "Oh, really? Okay. Well, I've never heard of you. You're just another kid, I guess." Um, didn't even touch the field, and it kind of like it made it personal, you know, because then people started to doubt me, and at first I even started to doubt myself a little bit. But I went that summer and I just worked my butt off. It was just kind of like, watch this, and it
Yeah.
just changed like that. And I went my sophomore year and I had a great year. I mean, definitely not the record that we would hope for. We still lost some games, but
Right.
I still grew tremendously, like a great amount. And then even my junior year, um, sophomore year summer, so going into junior year, I was working my butt off still because I was scared that I wouldn't, start as a junior. I just I was trying to be on the same level as those seniors,
Yeah.
like they've been doing this for what, a year longer than me, but I still wanted to be on a level above them, just for myself, like I wanted to set a standard above them for myself, and I just wanted to work harder than everyone else on that field. And I went out there during first workout of, I don't even know what month it was, whenever, and we were doing hitting drills, and it was just like every time that I made contact with someone, I was just thinking in my head like, "Don't go down, don't go down, don't go down," and I went down.
Yeah.
We'll say that. Um, and being that I was thinking about trying to impress coaches or impress players is what messed me up.
Yeah.
Because, like I was saying, when you hold yourself to other people's standards, that's when you'll fail.
Yeah.
And then whenever you fail, it's even worse than any feeling than that you've ever felt. Like it's probably the worst feeling when you fail trying to show something or impress someone else. We'll say that.
Yeah.
Um, and after workouts, I kind of just like, I need to do this for myself, like forget anyone else. I need to do this for myself. And I worked my butt off. Like if I could, I can't even explain the nights that I sat there and worked and pushed myself to crazy limits I didn't even know I could push myself to. And I went and started my junior year. I mean, the first part of the season, I wasn't like a huge part of the offense, defense, kick return, nothing like that. Like I was just another guy on the field.
Yeah.
Um, and I just felt like it wasn't enough. So I went and I started showing out during practice. Had to obviously put in more effort than anyone else. I'm an underclassman on varsity, or
Yeah.
not underclassman, but juniors and seniors. I'm obviously under the seniors, but um, like you just have to work so much harder for that spot because, and you have to think too, those seniors were Garvey's first team.
Right.
So he's gonna see them as a priority regardless of.
Yeah.
Like those are the first kids that he coached.
Yeah.
Like no matter what I do, he's gonna see them. So I had to catch like attention more than they could. And I would like to say I started doing pretty good, but
Yeah.
just had to it just had to take that chance.
Right.
That's all it is.
For sure.
Yeah.
I want to this was something interesting that you had brought up to my attention that you wanted to talk about. And that was your number. So right now, currently, as it shows up there, you wore 22 this past year. Did you wear 22 years prior to that too? I don't.
Mm.
Okay, so 22 was just for this year.
Yep.
Is there a specific reason why you wore 22 this year?
So I actually wanted to wear number 5 this year. Um, no hate
So
whatsoever,
Darius.
but Darius had that number.
Yes.
And the reason that I wore number 5 my sophomore year is because, I mean, it was just like a something, I thought of. I saw the number and it just kind of like, oh, well, I want to wear that for this reason. So obviously there's my mom, my dad, and that's 3, my siblings.
Yep.
And there's 5 of us. I do it for my family,
Yeah.
I do everything for my family. It's all for the love of them. Um, but whenever I didn't get the number, it was just like, okay, well, I don't know. I mean, I was pretty upset. I was butthurt. Like the day that we picked the numbers, like I was butthurt.
Yeah.
I dropped a few tears too, I'm not gonna lie. But coach was like, do you want 22? Like all the great athletes wear number 22. And I was like, Coach, I don't want that number. Like I just wanted my number 5,
Yeah.
But I had asked him, and I was like, "What great running backs ever even wore like 22 at this school?" You know, like you don't ever really see anyone that wore number 22. Not even at the school. Like I really couldn't. You know, Derrick Henry. That's about it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm trying to remember people who've won 22
Like,
period, but
and he couldn't really think of any. And then after he kind of like he couldn't find any, that's the second that I wanted to wear number 22 because all it takes is one person to make that number important, you know?
yeah.
Um, but so I wanted to wear number 22. But I'm gonna make a switch this year.
Okay.
I'm making a switch, you know, getting rid of one of those digits. Just gonna make it two.
Make it 2.
Make it two. Just as simple as that. Um, so the reason for that is my dad. There's this thing that we always do before all of the games. Like it's probably on all the videos he has in his phone, and we just hold up a two, just peace, you know. And what that is both of my jobs on the field, you know. And this is a part of just enjoying and playing football. You know,
Yes.
it's just keeping it simple.
Yep.
Is one manifesting a touchdown and not letting that person tackle you because that person that's on the other side of you wants you to go down. They want to stop you from succeeding. They want to stop your goals. And number two is to hold on to that ball.
Yeah.
I mean, just hold on to it, you know? And it gets a lot deeper than that because when you think of manifesting a touchdown, you have to think about that as you're running the ball. So while you're running, you have to have the thought process of, okay, well, I need to do this to get to the end zone. You know, if you're at the 1 yard line, you have to run 99 yards. You better break every tackle, you know? And it's
Right.
just like it's just like an extra push
Yeah.
because just thinking that this man across the field from me wants to take this from me, like he doesn't want me to succeed, it just makes me want it 10 times more.
Right.
Like you think you're good enough to stop me from getting this touchdown. So I'm going to run through your face, you know? And that's just simple football.
Yeah.
Like when you think of it like that, it's just so much fun. I mean, fun for me in a sense,
Yeah.
you know?
For sure.
So that's two. Deuce.
I love it. I love it. On number 2. Okay, so we are about to do the infamous 2-minute drill that you guys have seen in the last 2 episodes. Continue to play it with everybody, just in case, so I can explain it real fast if this is your first time seeing the channel or if you have forgotten what the 2-minute drill is. I've got a clock. I'll put 2 minutes on it. 2-minute drill especially should be familiar for you as being a football fan and player. It's basically the 2-minute drill will be rapid fire on this show. Basically, I've got a list right here in front of me on my iPad of 100 different questions, and they are not sports based. They are just kind of just life based and really just fun questions, laid back questions and everything. And I will give you the opportunity to pick 5 numbers. And the goal is to try and get through the 5 questions before 2 minutes expires. Sound good?
Yep.
All right. Well, we will start this thing in 3, 2, 1.
5.
Number 5. Best movie you've seen more than 5 times. Wow.
Spider-Man.
Which one?
Watched that movie like 10 times.
Which one?
Andrew Garfield. Amazing
Ooh,
Spider-Man.
Okay. All right.
Best.
I respect that.
Yeah. 17.
17. Pizza or burgers?
Pizza. I love pizza.
I love pizza too, but
Yeah.
I do love a good burger.
I'll go with 28.
28. I'm interested to hear this one. What's your go-to karaoke song?
Oh, baby, Justin Bieber.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. The women will love that.
Absolutely.
You are a ladies' man. Number 4.
67.
6. Oh my God. Okay. Favorite quote or saying?
Get rich or die trying.
Get rich or die trying. I love that. Number 5. What's your 5th number?
We'll go 99.
99. What's one word your friends would use to describe you? Uh-oh.
Ooh. Oh, this is a tough one. I'm stuck.
Oh, man.
Oh gosh. Hmm.
That's interesting.
This is like I don't even know if I can. I think that time might run out before I even answer this.
You've got
Oh
40 seconds to
gosh.
think of a good answer.
One word.
One word your friends would describe you. If I was to bring in,
I would say. Mm, him.
okay, him. Was that a legit answer, or was that just an answer you want them to say?
That's legit. And
Okay.
if they don't, then they're wrong.
Wow. I respect that. Well, you did it. You completed the 2-minute drill. 22 seconds left to spare. That was that was a hard last question that you
That
had
was
to end
very.
on. I I would have struggled with that one as well.
I kind of had a brain fart whenever you said it. I was I was trying to like give a quick answer, and I was like,
It throws you off. You got to
yeah,
think about it.
I
I
have
mean,
no idea what to even
yeah,
say.
I would have said hustle if they asked me
Yeah,
the one word to describe you. That was what I would have said. But you completed the 2-minute drill, so that's all that
yeah.
matters. But the next little fun game / segment that we have is I call this gas station pick me up. So
Feed the belly.
you got to feed the belly. So you're driving. We mentioned we talked about before. Obviously, we weren't able to record this show during Christmas break when we wanted to because you were in Georgia. So let's say, for example, you're driving all the way back from Georgia, and right there in the middle, you stop, and family's filling up the car, and you're going in, and you get to pick a drink and a snack, and that's your gas station pick me up. What's your gas station pick me up?
So you probably actually see me drink these at school all the time. You know, you may or may not, but it's the drink would be a Bai coconut.
Bai coconut.
BAI, and the I has a little leaf above it. It's
Yes.
a little clear bottle with the label around it. You know,
Yep.
they're good.
And you're solely convinced on me trying to try it because I don't like coconut, but you don't like coconut either.
Yeah,
But you like the drink.
I hate coconut. Like whenever I tell you, my mom bought a coconut one time, and I literally like tried to eat it, and I started like gagging because it was so nasty.
Yes, I had that exact same experience. Yes.
And one of my buddies, his name's Zach. He drinks them all the time. I guess like
The drink that you're talking about?
yeah.
Okay.
He drinks the drink that I'm drinking all the time, and I was like, no, I'm not trying that. Like I hate coconut. He was like, bro, just try it. Like it's good.
Yeah.
And I took a sip of it, and I was like, this is gas.
Wow.
Like this is good. And so I went to the gas station like the next day, and I was going there with my dad.
Yeah.
And he was like, "You want something to drink?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." I went and looked, and I see the drink sitting in the top corner. It's a gas station beside our school.
Yep.
And I'm looking at the top corner, and I see a Bai, and I'm like, "That's that drink that Zach had." And I grabbed it, and I was like, "This is it."
Wow.
You know. So I'll get me a Bai coconut,
And then you get a snack.
and then so I on the way back from Georgia, we actually stopped at it was like a trucker spot.
Okay.
You know, so they have a lot of stuff. Like the amount of snacks they had in there was crazy.
I
Snacks
mean,
I've
these
never
truckers need it whenever they, yes. So,
exactly. That kitty the Emmys, you know?
yes.
So I went in there and I saw this big bag, about half a pound to a pound. I don't know exactly how much, but it was a huge bag of high chews and mambas. And it was like $9. It was like all the different flavors. I ate every single one
Oh.
of them before we got home.
Oh, man.
I don't know how, but they were delicious.
I'm assuming it caught up to you after you
Oh,
ate.
yes.
But I mean, I'm a high chew lover, but I love anything. Like I'm a gummy guy.
Yeah, I don't like chocolate a lot.
Me neither.
Like-
I've always, this is what I've had this conversation with people that
Yeah.
come on the show, and they I tell them always I'm just not a chocolate guy. Like I mean,
I think the most chocolatey thing I'll eat is like Reese's.
yes,
That's about it.
I like Reese's or I like Kit Kats. I can
Yeah.
do Kit Kats,
I can
but
do Kit
like
Kat every now and
straight
again.
chocolate, like if they give me a Hershey's,
I'm not eating that.
it's not my first option. But yeah, for sure. Okay, I mean, and then I'll ask you this. So you got so you picked out high chews. What's maybe what's something else that you like that's on the gummy side? If they don't, because you just mentioned how you stopped at a trucker spot. So this bag might not be available at all the other gas stations,
Yeah.
but we're talking typical gas stations here. What's
Typical
maybe the
gas.
number 2 typical option?
The number 2, and I'll get, like, if I'm feeling good about myself, feeling like I wanna spend a little bit more,
Okay.
I'll get 2 bags of the Haribo watermelon. It's like slices,
Huh. Okay.
and they're so good,
Yes.
and it's like a triangle. It's like a triangle, like, stick almost,
Yep.
about, like, that short,
Yeah.
and it's not like a gummy, like a regular gummy, it's almost like a foamy kinda gummy,
Hmm.
you know? It's like whenever you bite it, it's like not necessarily a marshmallow, but it's, like, soft,
It's just
you
got
know what
the
I mean?
texture of it.
And it actually tastes like watermelon. Like
Interesting.
like, those are good. I can tear a bag of those up, like
Interesting.
like that.
And they have them at the gas station beside our school.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm gonna go. This is what I'm fixing to do. Well, not today, but when next time that I do go that way, I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna grab. You said it's called Buy,
Buy
and it's
coconut.
coconut flavored,
Yep,
and then Haribo watermelons is what it
absolutely.
is. Okay, I'm going to try both of those things, and I'm going to get back
That
to you.
is
And
the best combo you can ever like, because the coconut is, like, refreshing.
yes,
Like, you eat a bunch of the watermelon, like, your mouth is
you
getting a
need a
little.
drink.
Yeah, you need
Yes,
a drink, like, something that's not, like, crazy sugary, and by the way, the Bai has 0 added sugars in it, so
it's
it's,
great.
like, really good for
It's
you,
great.
and you take a sip of that, and it's just like,
It's great.
it's fabulous.
Well, I'm gonna hold your word to it. I'm gonna try these for sure. But getting
Yeah,
away from the snacks because I'm hungry. But for more of a football thing, and you can answer this question for wrestling as well if you would like to. But
yeah.
I think most people know you as a football player. Your dream college football team that you could play for, and then your dream NFL team if you had the opportunity to pick what team you were able to play for. So you can start with college, you can start with NFL, it doesn't matter, and then you can answer the question for wrestling too if you want to and pick a dream college for wrestling.
So, I feel like you're already trying to guess what my NFL team is,
I
you
mean,
know?
I have a feeling of both of the teams, but
What would you say is the worst team in the NFL right now?
well, technically, if we're playing the technicality route, the team with the number 1 overall pick this year and locked in is the Las Vegas Raiders.
I'm
So
I'm playing for the Raiders.
so that's the worst team, but in my opinion, the worst team in the NFL is the New York Jets. So basically, you're telling me you go play for the New York Jets.
I'll play for the New York Jets. If they're the worst team, I'm playing for the New York Jets.
Okay, so maybe let's dive into a little bit of that insight. What's behind that answer?
'Cause Imma be the change that they need, you know? Like, Imma be the dog. I feel like every program, has to have that one guy to kinda kickstart it.
And you know what's
And
crazy is that most of the time it's a quarterback, but you're
yeah,
giving that answer of like, okay, it's going to be me as a running back. That's pretty cool. But
if
keep going if you
if
want.
you can have a guy that's in that backfield, even if your O-line isn't that great,
Yeah,
and you can have a running back that runs that ball like his life depends on it and still scores, like, what do you think the other teams are gonna sit there and think, like, "What is this? What's so special about this guy?" Like, I want that guy. I want him on my team. But I mean, just being the change that a program needs.
I think, and this is, I'm going to give you a player that I want to. So, in a little insight to us, well, you'll talk about this guy in a second,
I know where this is going.
but yes. So the comparison that I've given you is Saquon Barkley.
Yes, sir.
And the story behind it is that we were at before a football game. We always, as a football team, we go do a devotion at either, funny enough, my church or another church, and then we share a meal afterwards.
Yeah.
And we sat together one day and we were talking, and I told you that I compared you to Saquon Barkley. So and you can dive into this into him a little bit later if you would like, but one of the thing, but I can't give you the funny thing is I can't say that Saquon Barkley is that guy because he's got a good O line. But immediately when you said that, another player that popped to my mind, and I'm giving you this player because I want you to go home and I want you to study him because
Yeah.
I know you will do this. This is a guy that kind of popped into the scenes this year, but I don't know how much NFL football you watch now or how
I
much
watch a
you pay.
lot. I
Okay,
watch football in general every
so
week.
so the Cincinnati Bengals, their running back is Chase Brown.
Yes.
And that dude is an underrated freak. And I say that because he has the capability to do both. He's a dual guy. And
Yeah.
another great example of a guy who can do everything at running back is B. John Robinson.
He's a dog.
And B.
He's
John's an
that guy.
absolute beast, but he's also built like a freak. But Chase Brown is somebody who you just see and you're like, yeah,
He's a
nothing
regular
sticks
guy.
out. He's a regular football player,
Yeah.
but he can pass catch and he can run. I think he ran for over 1,000. I can't remember how many times I would watch the games and I would see him catch a pass for a touchdown. I mean, he exploded more onto the scenes when Joe Burrow came back and he was healthy, but
Yeah.
Chase Brown, I think, perfectly describes the description that you're giving. But the reason why I bring him up is because maybe you are, when you do end up going to play for that franchise and you have that type of performance, yes, it does turn it around. Because I think that's where the Bijan effect comes into. Because I think that Atlanta team, their quarterback is kind of up in the air. They draft Michael Penix and they sign Kirk Cousins to a mega deal, but Bijan is that guy that keeps them in it. So I love that answer a lot. But this is where I think we're going to talk about a little bit more about Saquon, but maybe not. But okay, I'll ask you this. I'll let you finish though first, so before we get to the other one. So your dream college and your if you could go play anywhere, or could go wrestle at any college, what would those two be?
You know the answer.
I know the answer for college.
Go Dogs.
Go Georgia Bulldogs.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
For wrestling, I'll probably say Red Knights, Rutgers.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like the typical answer is always like Oklahoma State.
Yeah, but everybody always wants to go there, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you'll just be like any typical wrestler there if you go and show out. But if you go to a not necessarily underrated, but school that isn't looked at as much, you know, you'll get a lot more the attention you deserve.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
So
I love that answer.
I wouldn't go to a big school.
Yep. And then Georgia, keep it simple, is just because I mean
Go Dogs.
Georgia ties. So I can't obviously blame you for that answer. But okay, where I was fixing to jump to before I almost let you forget letting you give your dream college and for both wrestling and football, but dream teammates. So if you had the way I tee it up is if you just had the opportunity to go play on any team with anybody, any past football player, college football player, NFL football player, high school football player, for all I know, are there anybody that immediately jumps to mind as somebody you would see as a dream teammate?
I got 3 people off the top of my head right now. For one, I have Weapon X. He's a dog.
A freak.
Like when he steps on that field, like it just like flips a switch, you know? Like off the field, he's just a regular chill guy. But as soon as he steps on it, he's a monster.
He's not even just stepping; he's four-legged crawling on the field.
Like who else do you see doing that?
Nobody. Nobody.
Like that dude's a dog.
Yes.
Like that's a monster. Number 2, Odell Beckham. I look up to him since I was a little kid. Not necessarily. I mean, we don't even play the same position, but the fact of me like always talking about playing the game, you know, just for fun. That's literally what he does.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about the business part of it. I mean, he just plays football, you know? Like and you can tell he enjoys it while he's doing it too. He gets in that end zone, he dances his butt off, you know? And that's a person that you want to be around with good energy like that. And I feel like the reason that I've watched Odell as much growing up is because of my uncle. His name's Giovanni. And my uncle Giovanni has every Odell jersey you could probably ever imagine. Like, it's crazy. And then number 3, Saquon Barkley. I would love to play football with him. The energy that he has, the drive he has, and the biggest thing, the humility he has.
Yeah.
Like you see him run for what, 50 yards, and it's just like a regular thing to him, you know?
It's nothing
Like
for him.
it's crazy how emotionless him and Jalen Hurts seem. And
Yeah.
I think they're a great duo to, you know, describe that. But they literally won the Super Bowl. And I mean, Saquon, you know, obviously he was a little bit more happy about it. He came from a very bad program, the Giants.
Oh yeah.
and went and won a Super Bowl, but they didn't like, explode about it like every other athlete does, you know? Like
Yeah,
they're very humble about
it's
it.
just another win.
Exactly. Like it's just another day at the office. That's all it is to them. And I respect that so much,
I
you
mean,
know?
that's absurd though to think. I mean, that literally is the main goal
Yes.
for football. Period. The biggest game you can win at football is the
Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl, and
Yeah.
yet they don't freak out at all, and they take it like it's absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
That's just absurd to
That
me.
blows my and like whenever you see it on TV, it's just like even more crazy. Like you're just a regular person sitting in your house and you see this man doing something that people work their whole lives for. And he's just like, all right, let's go get our trophy now.
Coming right back.
It's like, how are you doing that?
Yeah,
Like I feel like if I was in that position and that's something that I want to learn how to do, not show my emotion as much even when I'm happy, I can hide my emotion whenever I'm angry or sad or whatever. But if you can hold your emotions when you're happy too,
yeah.
that's pretty strong. But that's just crazy. I don't know how they do that.
That
So
is
Saquon Barkley.
that is absurd. And yeah, that's what I was hinting at whenever we were talking about the Saquon stuff just a second ago, because that is definitely for sure the comparison that I have for you. Just the way that you both hold yourselves accountable as much as I see it. And
Yeah.
as much as I hate the Eagles, because I mean, it is out there, I am a Washington fan, it did not hurt my heart one bit to see the 49ers beat them last night
Yeah.
at all. But Saquon is definitely for sure one heck of an athlete, and I cannot blame you for that answer at all. But this is the last question of this segment, and I have to give a shout out to Miss Clark, my former principal, for giving me this question to ask people. But she wanted me to ask people that I have on if they have a favorite teacher or coach. And she just threw obviously the teacher in because she is a teacher or was a teacher. She just retired. But maybe more for the athletes, so I'll answer in the coach part. So I wanted to ask you if you do have a favorite all time coach or a favorite all time teacher that really just means a lot to you and has helped you learn a lot of the things that you still carry with you to this day.
So you mean teachers doesn't have to necessarily mean like just in school, right?
You
Just
can
like
make it
someone that has taught me
you
something,
can make it however you
you know?
want.
Um, I'm gonna go with teacher and I'm gonna say my father. My father has taught me so much about not even just about the sports, but about like how I hold myself,
Yeah.
you know? Like just being humble and the way you present yourself. And I feel like it's shown a lot more because people come up to my dad all the time and they talk about like, oh, like you raised a great son or whatever. Like he's very respectful. And whenever I hear things like that, I don't necessarily look at it as like, oh, like they think like I'm, this really good kid, you know? I look at more so as like my dad taught me these things, like I give that credit to him.
Yeah.
I'm not going to blow myself up about it,
Absolutely.
but I'm going to give him that credit because he literally raised me to be what I am right now. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like even the sports, the wrestling, like he pushes me in everything that I do. And even with things like grades, like he's always on my butt about grades because, you know, there's always someone that's going to be looking up to you. So you have to work your butt off, like you have to be the example for someone else cuz he was the example for me. So I have to, hold myself to a high standard to be the example for someone else.
Yeah.
And I feel like um even like my little brother Carter, he is someone that I need to hold myself to a high standard for to set an example for,
Absolutely.
like, and even things like with grades. If I can teach him early to have good grades, before he gets into high school, his GPA can be high. He can do all the sports that he wants and he can, go to college and do all these different things that he wants. But I never would have understood any of those things if it wasn't for my father. He's taught me everything. And yeah, I mean, that's the simplest it gets. Like he's literally taught me everything that I know. Even with the two thing we were talking about earlier,
Yep.
like small stuff like that, like it matters, you know? So
Yeah.
that's the most important teacher in my life.
Yeah, dude. That's an amazing answer. All right. So I want to talk with you obviously being a junior right now, you'll be a senior next year. So you got 1 year left of both wrestling and football.
Yep.
And the main question I want to ask is for the rest of the wrestling and the next year that you have of both sports, when that's all said and done, what is the biggest impact that you would have want to made that you can look back on and be proud of, and that other people can look back and be proud of, that you were just, it was the one thing, a one goal, or just the biggest impact that you wanted to make just in general in high school and playing sports? What would that thing be?
So this isn't just for necessarily high school, I guess you say. This is for like future anywhere. But the biggest impact that I would want to make in my school or sports in general is just being a good person. I mean, you can go D1 and you can be a crappy person, you know, those accomplishments don't mean nothing because who do you have to share it with?
Yep.
Like there's no one that's behind your back with you. If there's no one standing behind you to support you, there's no point in doing it. Like who are you doing it for? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um just just being a good person. That's really it. Like whenever I leave and graduate, I want people to, there was this guy in high school, he was a great dude. He always brought some positive energy with him everywhere he went. Like he was always smiling. He was always a good dude. You know, his name was Bolden. He's playing college football right now. He's a great athlete too. Um, I mean, that's what I want people to see me as. Like cool, I can be a great athlete, but if the people that I do it for don't appreciate me just by myself, then I mean it's pointless.
Yeah.
Like I said, but I would rather make a good impact on people's lives
Yeah.
necessarily versus them remembering me for good sports. Obviously I want to be a good athlete,
Yeah.
but if I can make a greater impact on someone's life, that's so much more important to me.
I love that. Yeah. I want to take that same question, just flip it now and ask you, obviously the goal for you is to go play college football or to go wrestle in college,
Of
whatever the
course.
plan is, play pros, whatever that is. But if you can look into the future, and obviously I know you see yourself doing those things, but what's the impact you want to make there, and the biggest mark you want to leave whenever you go and face the better competition and the people who are up to your speed whenever you're in college and maybe even in the pros?
Hey man, just having fun. That's all
Yeah.
I want to do. I wouldn't want to go and play college football for any other reason except just having fun. I look on TV all the time and I see all these guys, dancing in the end zone and get on the sideline getting hyped.
Yeah.
Like I'm not really worried about the next competition. Obviously, I'm gonna have to push myself harder on a different level because those guys, they've been doing it since they came out the womb. Like
Yeah.
they were probably carrying a football around in their mom's bellies.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm gonna have to push myself more. But I mean, just like enjoying it,
Yeah.
just playing ball.
Yeah.
I feel like people complicate it nowadays. It's just old school football. Just pick up a ball, run it, just see ball, get ball.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. That's
that's
great.
that's all. That's all it is.
That's a great answer. I love that answer. This is the last question that I always ask people whenever they come on my show, and it's a very simple question. It's a very personal question that takes everything away from maybe the sports aspect on it, but more of a life aspect. And I ask people, what are just three things in life that you are currently thankful for right now in this moment?
Big God.
Anybody
I'll say it twice just in case the mic didn't catch it. Big God,
tell them?
the biggest,
Yes.
not the little one, because he's done so many things for me, so many blessings, and I there's no way I could ever repay him, but he is my savior,
Yeah.
and this is for anyone who who, sees it any other way. God will give you a shovel, but he won't dig the hole for you.
Amen.
He'll give you the shoes, but he won't walk the path for you. You have to do that yourself. He'll
Yep.
give you the resources. He'll give you the circumstance to become better and to move forward, but you have to take those steps yourself.
Yeah.
And that goes along with the second thing that I'm grateful for is the opportunity to grow
Yeah.
and being alive and waking up every day. The sun is still shining. The sun is still, you know, it's hot every day. That's all I'm happy for, and I'm grateful for that because I can wake up and I can go and drink coffee and I can eat my breakfast and I can go outside and I can go on a run.
Yeah.
But until the day that I die and I lay my head down and I don't wake back up, I'm grateful every day for the opportunity to get better. That's that's a huge thing for me. And the third thing is the people that have supported me and the people that I've supported, just people in general, not even people that have supported me. I love my haters for, pushing me to where I've been today.
Yeah.
I love every single one of them. Um, but just doing it for people that you love, you know, like it's huge for me. And I was talking about it earlier, leaving an impact on people. That's a huge thing for me, Like I feel like I was put on this earth to make a change for people.
Yeah.
Like character is how you treat those who can do nothing for you. It's on the sweater right here.
Yeah.
I wear it all the time because I feel like this is something that people should live by. Like you should live by it. You should die by it. You should do good things for people just out of the kindness of your heart. Like
Yes.
if I have $20, I don't need this $20. This guy on the side of the street, he may be hungry. He's probably starving, probably isn't eating in a week. Go get a job, whatever, who cares? I'm gonna help this man because I can, not because I think that, someone's recording, I'll blow up on social media.
Yeah.
Generous guy
Yeah.
gives man $20. I don't care about that.
For sure.
Like you should do it because you want to,
Yeah.
not because you think you need to.
Yep.
That's that's what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for the people that have supported me and the people that have even hated on me.
Yeah.
I love every person that has been in my life. Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. I wanted to be sure to get the story fit in here, and I think it's very fitting that it goes in at the end. But obviously, I knew that you were one of the people that I knew that I had to have on this show, just because of the countless conversations that we've had off camera and
Yeah.
the many different things that we talked about. But one of the biggest things that just has always stuck out about you to me is the way that you just hold yourself and how you hold yourself accountable, and the things that, yes, you do for other people, but just also the things that you just do for yourself and your vision and everything like that. And one of the stories that I always tell people, or the experiences that I tell people, is just that experience and it's not even just at this game in general, but at a lot of different places, is when we played Southwest Edgecombe in the playoffs and we got beat
That was
50-0.
It's crazy tough.
It was a very, I didn't even play, but it was rough on me just because of the mental process, because I could just feel
Pressure.
the pressure and the disappointment. It wasn't even anger. It was just straight disappointment. And I say this with love, that you didn't have your best game. A lot of people didn't have their best game. That was a very good football team that we played, but
I respect that.
yes. And we had people travel well. We had a good crowd on our side of the stadium, and they had a big home side bleacher section for their side. And I can confidently say that our away side it would have probably filled, if not more, just as much as their home side did.
Oh yeah.
And I think a lot of people were disappointed in what they saw. And, with certain things that happened and certain fans shouting, and this is me publicly saying that I can't stand, it's one of my biggest pet peeves when people in the crowds want to air their opinions and
Try and coach the game
try and
themselves.
coach the game themselves. I
Hate
think
it.
I hate it, and I love the support that the fans have for us as players, because you get it everywhere with baseball, football, and no matter what. I love that the support is so that there is so much of it, and that they want to see us do good. But at the same time, you guys are humans. We are humans, and there are a lot of and some of the things that, you know, when you're shouting and throwing a whole fit just because something happened, and there are a lot of players that will turn back and retaliate, and you weren't one of those people, and I commend you a lot for that, because it takes a very strong person mentally to do that, to not want to retaliate. And that is my quick PSA of both being proud of you as a fellow athlete and student, and but at the same time, it's me kind of just trying to create the narrative that we spent a lot of time talking about football and how there hasn't been a lot of success. And I think, and as a little spoiler, somebody that I will have on the show here soon, there will be that conversation will be had of kind of, I feel like it's unfair to y'all, because there's a certain narrative when you hear Southwest football. There's a certain narrative that should be written. That's because the greatest high school, I'm biased, but he's the greatest high school football coach, at least in North Carolina. Phil Paget was your head coach for so many years, and
Absolutely.
and led that team to so many state championships. There already is that narrative that gets made, and when you come short of that, especially by a lot, people throw a fit, and I absolutely hate it. So I commend you for holding yourself accountable, but I think the best thing for you is that you have another year left. You guys have another year left to go out there and show out, and I think success isn't shown by record. It shouldn't be you guys going undefeated and winning a state champion. Winning a state championship. That's great and all, but I don't think that should be the narrative. And I think just going out there, playing your hardest and playing your best football is the correct narrative. And you are one of those people that do that, and you go out there and give it 110%, whether you have success that night or you don't. So that's my quick little spill, but it was one of the big things of why I wanted you on the show, just the conversations that we have and the way that you hold yourself. So I appreciate you for doing this, man, and I look very forward to hopefully potentially having you on in the future. Maybe we'll come back here next time this year when you're a senior and talk about certain things. But thank you so much for doing this, dude.
I'm always down.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And we will see you guys. Make sure you guys stay tuned for next week. We'll hopefully have another episode of The Locker Room dropping. But until then, we'll see you guys on the next video.